Alright, so I finally got the Series X. I sold my PS5, and so I don't have any more videos on the PS5. I don't have a console. I set this up a couple days ago, and it's pretty easy. Once after all the troubleshooting I did with the PS5, it's pretty easy to set this up. Um, I'm gonna go quickly here to TV and display settings. This is a C9, LG C9. It does support 4K at 120 hertz. You have to use the included HDMI cable because it has enough bandwidth, or you just have to use any cable that can transmit 2.1 bandwidth. I have refresh rate set at 120, resolution at 4K. As you can see here, everything has the green check mark. For video modes, allow 50 hertz, 24 hertz. You want to keep that on. You don't need 422. I think by default the Xbox, just like the PS5, outputs at 444. If you do 422, it's gonna have more banding. Low latency mode, I tried it. It's grayed out now because you need to turn it on through the C9 video settings. I tried it and it didn't work some of the time. I would have the TV set to Technicolor by default in SDR mode, and sometimes when I would launch a game, it would go to game mode, and sometimes when I would launch a game, it would just stay in Technicolor. So I just said, screw it, I'm not gonna do it. The only thing I turn off is auto HDR. For games like Overwatch, I really don't need HDR, and I don't want to blow out my screen here with unnecessary. I don't want to kill my screen with a game that's not even natively that doesn't support HDR. So I just keep it off. Okay, so let me go through my settings here. If you saw my PS5 video, you will see that this is the exact same input I'm using on my that I used on my PS5, HDMI 1. I literally just plugged in the Xbox. This is SDR right now. The menu, unlike PS5, Xbox, which is good. I like this right now. It displays SDR1, it's natively SDR, and HDR1, it's natively HDR. The menu, the standard menu is SDR, so I keep it in game. I keep OLED light at 25. Contrast is 85 by default. Brightness is 50 by default. OLED light you can change to whatever you want, but in SDR, you don't need any highlights, so 25 is more than enough, and it won't kill your screen. Expert controls is all grayed out, so you don't need to worry about that. Sharpness you want to keep at 0. I think it defaults to maybe 10, but you want it at 0 because that's the neutral setting for LG TVs. For picture options, black level, you want to keep it at low. Xbox only outputs at low, so and you want that to match, obviously. So, okay. Additional settings, instant game response is auto low latency mode. It's LG's version of auto low latency mode. So you would turn that on, then you would be able to turn it on through Xbox. You can try it if you want. I wouldn't do that. Okay. So what I want to do now is go into HDR settings. So let's just let's go into Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This game does support 120 FPS at 4K, and it's activated HDR. We're still in game mode now in HDR. OLED light's going to go to 100, contrast at 100, brightness, sharpness are the same. HGIG, you want that on. That way, if a game does support you setting the brightness manually, it's more accurate. For picture options here, black level low. Remember, Xbox only outputs low. It's as an option for PC, but it's been bugged ever since the Xbox One came out. Alright, so we're in HDR here. And now I wanted to show that, in fact, it does have an option for 4K at 120 FPS. You could change it to Super Sample 6K or 4K. So let me just quickly, I'll just jump in here. And to show that it is indeed doing 120 hertz, I'm gonna go here. There's on the C9 at least. It's easier on the C10 on the CX, but you can go to channels, hover over channel tuning, and press the number 1 on the remote 5 times. And it'll show that the frame rate's 120 hertz here, if you can see it. The thing is, Xbox, when you set Xbox the console to output 120, it outputs 120